Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening. Yeah, here we go with another one of these. And tonight we're going to be painting robots. We're going to be painting robot things. And you can see I have robots on the screen right now. And these are droids from Star Wars Legion. So that is what we're going to be painting tonight. And they were requested to be painted a very specific color. Okay, and so that color, as you can see, is a very, very deep purple. And it's a great looking purple. And it's a lot of fun. The issue I'm having with it is it's a little dark. You can't, my issue with it is it's so dark that on screen it looks fairly black, and you can't really tell what the details are on these models. So I want to pivot a little bit, and I know this is the color that my client asked for, right? So he's asking for this color, Let Them Eat Cake, which you can see it is sort of a color shift product, but I want to play that angle a little bit more just so that we see a little bit more action on these robots. Okay, so I'm gonna look for one of my standby color shift paints. We're gonna go through and see if I can find something on the Vallejo side that might work a little bit better. This is bright gold brown. This is more of a green color, so I don't really want to use that. Let's see. That's not even a color shift paint. So that's mainly what we're going to be working on tonight, is really kind of just airbrush stuff. So if you guys have any questions on airbrush or anything like that, I guess I should send this link out, but nah, I don't care. We'll just keep it. We'll keep it low. We'll keep it low and pro. Okay, so that color is not going to work. Let's see what we have. I'm going to play around with our paints, because that's what we do on this show, right? Is you guys just listen to me fumble through my stuff and try to find the right paints to use here. This might work pretty well. This is electric blue intense violet, so this would give us a little bit of a blue color in addition to that violet. So think about this violet turning more towards a blue. That might work. So I'm going to keep that on the board here. And let me see if I can find some of the other choices. Might scare people. This is actually quite nice here. No, we play around in movies. What's up, newbie? We could go blue, green, violet. That would give this a little bit more of a green tone, which would also be quite cool. And then there's another option. There's another option that I'm looking for. Where's the Canadian fella? I don't know. Is Moofit gonna hop on? I'll hop into voice if you guys want to do that. Let's see. What the hell? It should be in there. Not seeing the other color shift paints that I was hoping to see. I guess those are more gold. This is actually here we go. Here's yeah, Moofit usually is up at this time. This would actually give it more of a gold color, which I think is awesome. Okay, and I don't see Nelson around, so I don't have my client in chat right now. So I could wait for him, or I could say, F that, and we just jump into it. And I'm a big fan of F that. So let's do that. You know, I do that sometimes with my customers, because you know it's all about what they want. Sometimes though, sometimes I go off script and I go, you know what, that's not quite working. So we're gonna try this gray gold violet. This will give this kind of a violet, I mean a gold tone, and it will keep. Should we go into the bed? Yeah, you got it. Inappropriate content. All right, so let's go ahead and spray this down. Ooh, yeah, see, I like that already. It's kind of giving it a green gold. Yeah, I like that a lot. It's already more dynamic, just doing that. Just that little adjustment. So he gets to keep, right? Everybody's happy. He gets to keep his violet. I get to add a little more color shift into his life. All right, that's pretty cool. There you go. Look at that. Playing a quick Vassal game. We'll join. Oh, cool. All right. Cool deal, Michael. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I'll. I think you are. Let me shoot this. Let me shoot this stream out. Where's the Discord here? Let me make sure that you are clear to hop in. Well, general. No, we gotta change your. We're gonna change your role so that you can hop in. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna hop into the on-air section. All right, and I'm gonna share my screen. There we go. And yeah, we're just gonna rock and roll. Okay. So we did the little shields. Get rid of them clone troopers before Order 66 kicks in. Silly Star Wars humor. All right. See what that's doing though? It's giving these guys a little bit more color, and a little bit more interest. The main question is going to be, what do I do after this? Should have been Order 69. It would have been a better prequel trilogy, I agree, had they executed Order 69. Alright. Alright, so we got that. Yeah, this is way better. That's working out way better. And we're gonna do the entire commission in this color. So Nelson, if you disagree, if you don't like my color shift decision, sorry. You could tell me to repaint them. All right. Yeah, that's fun. Okay. Should have been. Yes, I bet they did. I think you're right. Look at that. Much better. Much better. They're more interesting to look at. There's all kinds of cool color play going on with them. See that? You see that, newbie? Diversity. Did you see that? Are you paying attention, newbie? Look. It's our strength, okay? Look. Look. There you go. I didn't even need much, and it already made these robots more interesting. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Mr. Painted. How do you know? I used to do work for them. You know, I used to... That's right. I appeared in a couple of their shows. It actually is doing... So that's what they look like normally, and that's kind of cool, but look at that. Yeah. Let's do that. Oh man. I hope Nelson is okay with those. He'll let me know if not. But I love them. I think that's awesome. Anyways. So let's so now that that's over with, let's go ahead and we need to prime the bases. So oh hey, what's up, Cameron? Yeah, I'm painting a Star Wars, dude. Painting a Star Wars. I even bought, today was Octavius's birthday. I even bought him a Star Wars. I bought him a Star Wars Legion. But yeah. Alright, so these are going to pop a lot more because we're going to prime the bases. And I'm thinking we're going to go with this kind of like Mars red to really kind of make these like look like they're, you know, fighting on the dunes on the evil things, right? So let's do that. Yeah, so this will make them look like right? So that's already starting to look pretty cool. I like that. Hello, fellow Americans. Go Falcons. What are you saying? Are you just rooting for a random football team? And yes, in America we have something called football. We call what you call football soccer. Because it's just not as popular here. Actually, no sports are popular right now. No sports are doing well over here. Look at that. Yeah, I'm liking that. You guys tell me if you think these are cool or not. Put some buffalo on the barbecue? I do need like tumbleweed things though. Right? To make these a little more interesting. You were 8 when you're a young man. I don't want to tell you how old I was when episode 1 came out. Okay, I was already pretty well progressed into adulthood when episode 1 came out, so You're a young buck, dude. All right. They don't know I'm from the superior country. Look at that. You're a British Isles supremacist, newbie. That's what it is. It's time to abandon your hateful ways. Cameron here, he's a young buck compared to both of us, newbie. He's a young man. Still has his whole life ahead of him. He hasn't done that much damage to himself, not the likes of which we've done. So he's doing all right. Right? Let me be the cautionary tale, Cameron. Don't be like me. Let's see. A little bit of a little clogger there. All right. This guy's like way too tall to be on camera. Building these things was a bitch and a half. Let me just say that. Like these are, you really want to, once you get to the painting, it's such a relief. But the building, that part sucks. Just so you know. That part is terrible. But yeah, don't be like us, Cameron. I don't know. Well, nobody should be like newbie. That's rule 1. You know, I can sleep at night saying, oh man, at least I'm not newbie. But a lot of people are saying, oh, at least I'm not Octave. That's all good though. I don't know what you guys are. I mean, my life is pretty awesome. I don't know what you guys are talking about, man. Good stuff. Hits up Isaac Smith. Yeah, building is the worst. And I have clients that love building. Like they will happily hand me fully built stuff and like just paint it. And I'm like, that's the easiest thing ever. You're gonna pay me money to put color down? That's the best part. That's like you're making a cake and somebody pays you money to lick the spoon. You know what I mean? Painting is the best part. But yeah, I picked up my son, who loved General Grievous. He wanted General Grievous for his birthday. And I was like, oh, cool, okay, whatever. I'll just buy a blister with General Grievous in it. Turns out, the thoughtful people over at Fantasy Flight Games do not sell General Grievous outside of a $100 starter kit. Right? So quite the conundrum. Luckily, people like it when I paint Star Wars stuff for them. And so Nelson was like, well, if you paint those clones, I'll buy the clones off you. So that worked out wonderfully, right? So now so my son's birthday present is actually going to turn us a little bit of a profit instead of costing us money. So that worked out quite nice. Falling down a dark path and cleaning mold lines in GW models. Okay. So there we are on these guys. And so you can already kind of see this is where we're going on these. And I still, even with the cool color shift and all that, it's gonna be very hard to enact a decent dry film, or to try to tease some of that detail out. But I'm gonna try. We're gonna try. I'm gonna quickly swap out a wet palette here because we actually are. We're gonna progress a little bit on these. Okay. So we'll see how we do. All right. But this is, we're talking subtle at this point. Subtle highlights. Let's see. You know, it's awesome. What's worse, when you build the shitty things and then the back banner snaps off the backpack right before. Yep. Yes, sir. But these droids they're so fiddly. They're so fiddly. These are these ones are the robust ones. These are the ones that suck. The episode 1 droids, because the heads come in 2 parts and they just sort of they like wobble on top of a really skinny neck there, and the hands don't go together well. And then you got these guys, these like flying bike guys that are basically just like gluing a bunch of sticks together and hoping for the best. That's what you have to look forward to if you really want to paint this type of thing. But okay, so this is the one thing where people get stuck on. If you're going to do these really deep metallics or something fun like that, is, well, they look super cool, right? But how do you actually get them? How do you actually get any of this detail to kind of pop? And less is more, frankly. So we're going to go the less route. I want to have a highlight in here, but it's got to be, this thing has got to be squeaky tight. So let's see, the lightest metallic I have is this color, Pearly Gates, that just needs a, hey, what's up, Nelson? So Nelson, I broke formula here, okay? Because I know you asked for this color, and I put this color down, right? Let them eat cake. It's a really nice color. It really is. The problem is when I put it down, they just looked way too dark. You couldn't see anything. So I did a pivot, and I did color shift. Okay, so I did this color, Old Gold Gray Violet, over it, and the result is this, right? So you could see. So the color shifts, it bounces, the light bounces, nice, nice areas, that kind of thing, and you get this really nice. You get in my opinion, it's a much nicer effect, right? Still same color, still the same basic color that we're talking about, but had it shift. At least you're not fiddling with plastic cement. Well, that was last night, okay? And this product, I thought I would love. I thought I would love this AK Extra Thin Cement because it looks almost exactly like Tamiya Ultra Thin, and Tamiya Ultra Thin is awesome when you're working on stuff like Malifaux. But here's the issue: there's nothing wrong with the chemical in there. The problem is the applicator tip is like, I could paint eyes with that, and that's not necessarily a good thing all the time. It just means that this is not good enough for general purpose stuff, even for really fiddly stuff like Star Wars. This is really my jam right here, and I'm gonna have to like go to a proper hobby store and pick up somewhere Model Master, because this is where it's at, folks. If you're gonna do plastic cement, This is still the best stuff I've ever used. It's got the nice little needle applicator on it, right? That's really nice. The cement it's not too thin. It applies really well. It sticks. It does the job. Anyways, he's painting them how he wants because it's his channel and you'll get what you're getting. All right. So, we have to find a reasonable highlight here. And highlighting with metallics kind of blows. Okay? So, let me see what my other options are. I have that pearly gates, which in my experience has not really highlighted very well. So let me see what else I got. I used to have some really nice metallics. Let's see. And I don't have to highlight with a metallic. I can get a color that's, just super, super bright, and that would work too. But I would prefer a metallic just because I don't want to. I prefer not to risk, if that makes sense. Like I used to have a super, super bright silver, like almost a platinum. And I'm not seeing it. Yep. The other thing is brushing metallics blows. Det 6. Looking. Yeah. So I am going to want something really crisp if I'm going to highlight here. That is way too dark. All right. All right, let's get some white. I used the plastic cement in the first place. Not much cement in my plastic cement. Tried using Tamiya extra thin on Malifaux kit and you're frustrated. Oh, no, that was my jam. That's what I used to do all the time. Tamiya extra thin on Malifaux stuff. Let's see. I mean, I could mix a little bit of that pearly gates into. I could just mix it with white, right? Just to give it a little bit of opacity. Maybe I should just do that. All right, let's look in here. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, cannot. Well, I'm telling me, yeah. Let's mix a little bit of it in. Okay. So pearly gates. We're gonna go pearly gates, and we're gonna mix some white in with it. And we need to go really kind of micro thin here. Okay. And again, especially with metallics, right? Less is more. That's just gonna keep saying it. Less is more, because I have to convince myself not to do too much on these. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Anyone do anything fun? My weekend has been pretty good. Like I said, Octavius' birthday today, so we did a bunch of stuff. We actually went to another kid's birthday party in the morning, and he caught a lizard. That was awesome. And then, yeah, we played some video games. I took him to Comic Quest, and he bought that Legion starter. Now he's so sweet. He said, I told him, hey, I'm gonna paint, the clones for Nelson, and he said, well, can you paint some of my stuff too? And I said, sure, of course I can. And he said, okay, I'll pay you. I'll pay you to paint my stuff. I'm like, you're my kid. It's okay. You don't have to. He's like, yeah, but I know. Your time is valuable, Dad. Great kid. Great kid. Yeah, Moofit was out there dealing with not kangaroos this weekend. All right. Actually, before we even try it on these, let's try it on the shields here. And I mean, this has got to be a very sharp little. You can tell when you're watching a tiny channel with no follower base, they do whatever they want and paint things in all manner crazy. It's true. True story. 100% accurate. So I want to get a highlight down on here, but I don't want to. Right, I don't want to overpower what's there. I just want to call a little attention to the shape of this object. That makes sense? But really kind of just let the light play. So I'm not going to do every single hard edge. Just going to do enough so that you know. Hey, there it is, right? Before they take off and have to shield GW figures to pay for all the cookie. Oh, man. Dude, for April Fool's Day, maybe I do that, right? Maybe I do a GW. I've been thinking about it in years past. I was gonna do a video like I was gonna do a video called "I'm Sorry Games Workshop," and just do a video. I misjudged you. I really do think 40K is a super balanced and affordable game. It's such a great franchise too. See how many thumbs downs I get? Everybody go out and buy it right now. They have never raised their prices or have been mean to their customer base. That'd be awesome. All right. Whoop. Okay. I think you're getting the point though, right? I'm just going to do teeny tiny little bit of lines here just so that you can tell what's going on, right? You still get a little bit of line there. So you're getting a little bit of so you can't actually see the detail, but you're still getting all that sweet color shift experience that we know and love, that we've been hoping for this whole time. The other option is I do just a pure, white metallic dry brush and just let the lighter metallic flex grab these edges. Why don't let's do one. Let's do one on, since these shields are, let's do one on, and let's compare. Let's see. Okay. So this one, I'm just going to do only pearly gates, and we're going to do a dry brush, and we're going to see if that paint is GW Coke stream. Shave. Let's do. I would do that video. I would do that video if I get enough. If there's. If it provided as much joy as I think it would do, comes to about the same. All right. So this is just pearly gates on a dry brush without without any pigmented white on it. Okay, let's try that. So let's try it on this one. And I'm just going to try to catch edges. Let's see how we do. It's not bad. Yeah, it's actually really not too bad. It does leave a little bit of a milkier appearance, but like if I concentrate this the right way, right? If I concentrate the dry brushing the right way, it's actually going to should look okay, right? Still getting the color shift, right? Still quite nice. I just want corners. I just want corners and lines. And this is without white, because if I add white, the opacity starts to work against me. I just want light metallic flecks bouncing off edges. It's all I want, right? Just little, as your eyes glancing past, then you can see it. Does that make sense, guys? Are we still talking about actual, like snorting actual plastic, or are we? Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's actually kind of nice. I like that. Make sure you only paint the best GW figures to highlight how good they are, so paint Eldar Guardians and Orc Boys. Your Gran is younger than these sculpts. That's so funny. That's what I was actually playing an Eldar army when I quit playing 40K like 12 years ago, and the sculpts are the same. So had I kept my army, I would have still been up to date. So that's what you guys are telling me. Okay. So just little. Ooh, I don't like that wobble. I'm gonna have to go lighter. Cannot get anything to come out right now. Okay, it's not bad. All right. All right, so we're just gonna pick up raised edges. That's it. Looks kind of nuts. Isaac Smith just donated $5 for investing in a snorting GW minis video. Oh man, that's funny. Thank you for the donation. Somebody's giving you drug money. Dice doesn't get drug money. How can you be loaded in California? Oh man, I tell you, it's hard work. It's hard work keeping your money in California. I'll tell you that. Damn, they're taxing us to death out here. See, there you go. Here's the close-up, right? Looks pretty cool. Just paying it forward. Oh, nice. Your roomie paid you to draw a D&D character. Like to see some of your art, dude. That sounds. Are you on the gram? Because I'll follow you on the gram, on the Instagram. If you've got an IG. I was like, you know who, Cameron, who was just in this chat here, he has a really cool art Instagram, and like most of the people that work at Comic Quest have really cool Instagrams where they put their art on. See, it's very hard to do this without, if I actually did a white line on there, it would look terrible. So this is, believe it or not, this is actually the better way to do it, to get some highlight in there, right, where you can start to see some of the detail. Okay. Come here more often, maybe you can make more punters laughing. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Oh, cool. Isaac Iconic. Okay. Let me see if I can find you. What do I do with my phone? Let me see if I can find my phone. Hope I didn't leave my phone upstairs. I'm not seeing it. Oh, I had it charging. That's good. No, that's my other phone. That's my other phone. Did I leave my phone upstairs? That seems very unusual. All right. One sec, guys. I'm gonna grab my phone. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I see that you were trying to talk amongst yourselves. Hey, look at this. You could be watching. You could be watching Play It Painted live on my phone. Let's find Isaac on the gram. There's my kid. He's the 4-year-old. His birthday was last week. There's climbing a tree. Put my kid up in a tree, I guess, and there's our little dog. Okay, let's find Isaac Iconic. Isaac. Iconic. I think that's you right there. I think so. Ah, it looks like it. I see miniature painting. I'm following. This may or may not be you, but I'm following you anyway. So, or following whoever this guy is. Look at that bust. Looks fun. Well, Orktober mini. Another buff ladies orc lady, sort of. Super cool. You only watch. Cool. All right. Good. So we did that. I'm now following you on the gram, sir. Okay. We could follow Newbie on the gram, but I think he's already been banned. I don't think they let him do stuff like that. It's a court order. I think he has. I think the courts banned him from social media for most of it. You know, they left him here on YouTube. He's like, well, you know, he's got to have that dude's got to have some outlet. So. All right. I think I already got this one. I mean, it's hard. Like, can't quite get the highlight I want on these. I mean, they're looking all right though. Oh, that's nice. Getting a little bit better detail out of the face there. That's kind of cool. See that? So this actually is better than like sitting down and doing, you know, full-on proper line highlights, because the fact is metallic paints just don't behave that way. They behave by leaving their flecks, letting their flecks accumulate. And so dry brushing in this instance is actually the best way to apply it. Besides airbrush. Obviously airbrush is the best way to apply it, but second best is going to be dry brush it like this. Right? I'm able to keep the color shift ability property below. You only follow people on OnlyFans. And we're gonna glue the we're gonna do this highlight. Ooh, that's actually kind of nice. We'll do like little red dots on the. We'll do like little red dots on the chests, and then we'll put the shields together. This should look pretty cool. And then we gotta touch up the shields and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of nice able to get to draw some of that detail out of here doing this. They go to Portland? What the hell? All right. I don't even... Sometimes we want to keep up with what Newbie is saying. Sometimes we let it slide. You'll see. Give it 3 months. We're going to make Newbie co-host on this show. We'll get Newbie will be co-host on this show, and then Susan will be looking to get rid of me pronto. Right? Susan has had enough of my stuff. I mean, if I really wanted more of an opaque highlight, I would have done Space Wolf Gray instead of the mixer with Pearly Gates. But this is actually looking pretty good. Right? I can even go back and hit this with airbrush shader, and it would look pretty cool. But as you can see, we're just doing some really fancy work on these robots. All right, let's get ourselves a nice red. In fact, let's Let's do some bone white. Other superior grays are available. What's what's your favorite gray, newbie, for this sort of thing? That's right. So we're just gonna do. Whoa. Oh man, the tip on this brush is beat. Shot. All right. Okay, and then do this. Okay. Squad's looking pretty cool already. Okay. And then here. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a dry brush on Caliban green. Oh, and now I get it, sir. Gotcha. I've never picked a side in the whole Space Wolves versus Dark Angels, because I don't care about Space Marines in general. So it never really dawned on me to pick a side. This is too subtle. Too subtle. Let's do. We need a. I guess you highlight with kind of like an orangey color. Probably the best type of highlight to do. That's tan. That's too close. Should have an ugly orange color that I can use. Even use a flesh color. Let's use a flesh color. Let's use tanned. No, it's not red enough. Like rosy skin would be okay. Let's see. Actually, we could even do like scarlet or pink. Or we could even do this, sunburned flesh. Sunburned flesh. Wait, didn't I? Yeah, I already tried that. It's not. That's not good enough, guys. Let's do. Screw it. Let's add a little. No, it's not good. Let's do this leather brown. This will be good. This little leather brown. You'll not get the GW crumbs from the table with that attitude. I can't shill for GW. Damn it. All right. This is crazy, but we're gonna go with Scarlet. Okay, we're gonna go with Scarlet because it could happen. All right, and we'll just do an overbrush with Scarlet. That's too red. Too red. No, we don't want that. We want more of like an orange color. So let's just make an orange. We'll just make an orange and we'll just overbrush with an orange. Right? I'm down with that. Just make a general purpose orangey color here. I just threw a little bit of yellow into this scarlet, and and we're going for, like, Mars type landscape. Ooh, that's too orange right there. Calm down, dude. Not sure how I'm feeling about this just yet. Not terrible, but it's not great. Yeah, not really feeling that. All right, let's move up. Let's go to leather brown. Oh, that should work. That should work. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Look at that. Actually fixed the scarlet that was down there too. Nice. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I remember when I was playing GW, and that was a thing that all the nerds in the GW would argue over. Space Wolves versus Dark Angels. That was the Space Wolves. No, the Dark Angels. And they would get all mad at each other. And you get all upset over their fluff. And I would go, okay, I can settle this bet. I can settle this bet right now between the two of you guys, the Dark Angel player versus the Space Wolf player, right? And we get them together. We get them in the, and there. I tell them to get over by that gaming table that they always had at the GW. Okay, all right. Set up your stuff. Set up your army. Right, 2,000 points. Set up your 2,000 point army right there in front of everybody. Okay, and so they'd set up their 2,000 point army, and I'd say, okay, ready? Whoever has touched a girl in real life gets first turn. And that usually would just settle the that would usually just settle the argument, right? Because you just leave them there. You just leave them at that table, and you just walk away. Okay, now that we've determined who gets to go first, settle this debate once and for all. Get your wieners out. That was it. That's how we settled the Space Wolf versus Dark Angels. That's how we did it. Oh man. Okay. It's time to make some shields, man. Let's make some shields. Guys, we're doing the thing. No one mentioned anything about getting PPs touched. Oh no. And then obviously their response to me is, "Shut up, you dirty Xenos player." Some guy would walk around talking about purge the Xenos. And I was like, dude, don't you know Warhammer is for everybody? Obviously, I wasn't playing Warhammer at the time that tweet went out. Challenge you to a duel, sir. All right. So the way the shields work is you gotta um, glue you glue the actual, like, the clear part of the shield to the little handles that they're holding out, and then you glue the outside of the shield to that. Or I mean, you don't necessarily have to do it in that order. So we're gonna explore that right now. We're gonna figure out, like, what's the safer thing to do. And I'm actually a little bit worried because, you know, when you use plastic cement and the pieces shift a little bit in the course of gluing them together, that's what I'm worried about. I'm also going to have to, because I just clipped these off the sprue, I'm going to have to go back and do a little touch up on these edges. I think it would be safer to attach the clear part first and then just attach it to his hand all as one piece. Okay, I think that's my guess. I'm just clipping a little bit of the burrs. Warhammer is fascism made cool. It really is. It really is. And that's why I keep asking people, like, why, if you understand that that's the universe that you're in, and you're trying to make it, you know, more family friendly so that more people will play, how do you plan on balancing that, right? You can't exactly make a show called, oh yeah, you know, let's watch the latest Toy Story. Oh, well, what happens in Toy Story? Oh, well, a fascist emperor takes over, and you know, they have to kill all toys of a certain brand. But this movie is for kids, right? This movie, yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, those are the good guys. Right? And people, the funny thing is people want to have, they're like, yeah, we want this game to be more inclusive, so we want female fascists, right? We need female representation in the fascists, is what they're saying. They don't understand that. They're like, what? I don't get what. You want female representation in the fascists. Yeah, we want female representation in the fascists. Oh man, I screwed up. Two of these shields have, like, oh no, three of them have gun holes in them. What's up? What's up, Sean? Welcome to the feed. We're just talking about demonetization. We're talking topics that are just instant demonetization around here. But I mean, even Star Wars. Everyone wants to make Star Wars good, clean, and wholesome, and you're like, you do realize that there is a lot of fascism in Star Wars. There's a lot of fascist imagery in Star Wars, right? You guys are mad about the Dukes of Hazzard car. You're mad about the General Lee on Dukes of Hazzard. You hadn't thought this through, that there are stormtroopers in Star Wars, that they literally genocide people starting in episode 4 going on. That they just straight up wipe people out. I don't understand. It's a male space. Like, can we at least, do you at least want to know, you know, what you're fighting so hard for? Like representation in, it would be like, yeah, it's like, it would be like PETA being outside of a building and going, you know, hey, I don't see any animal rights people in there. And they're trying to get into this building. Like, do you need to be more inclusive? Let the animal rights people in this building. And they're knocking on the building. They're ready to like knock the whole thing down. And they get inside and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make this atmosphere. We're gonna make this inclusive for PETA, for people that are really, all about protecting animals and the rights of animals, and they find out that they were just trying to get into a dog fighting pit. Okay, that's the analogy. Oh yeah, we're gonna make this dog fighting pit more inclusive to the animal rights people. We need this racist and fascist world setting to be more hospitable for diversity, right? I really, what? It's like Disney coming up. I really like Star Wars. I really like Star Wars. But you know what, guys? You know what? Uh, we don't want any stars we don't want any stars in Star Wars. The whole space thing is really played out, and I want this for kids, and I don't want it to be violent. So we can't have any wars in Star Wars. How do we get? I tell you what. We're just gonna use the name. We're just gonna use the name, and we're gonna call it Star Wars Answer the Call, and we're gonna not have stars, and it's not gonna be set in the stars, and we're not gonna have any wars in it. And then it's good for everybody. It's good for everybody, right? Then finally Star Wars is staying true to itself and opening itself up to a new audience base, right? Why aren't people? I don't understand. Why are all these neckbeards online mad? I don't understand. All right, so that glues in like that, right? That glues in like that, and then you just put the deal of Mishlock on there. Should I use Tamiya Ultra or the AK Ultra Thin? I mean, I could. Let's give it a shot. I don't like this stuff. Well, it's okay. The applicator is what really sucks, right? I'm like putting nothing on here. That's the issue. Nothing is going down. I'm going to have to just apply like big, thick layers of it to get it to... Okay. There's a lot of newbie comments here. I don't really have time to read through all of it. Well, actually, let's do this. Let me glue. We're gonna glue this together, and then we'll read through it. Right? You know what, guys? You know what? There are not enough vegans at In-N-Out Burger. It's not inclusive. So I tell you what. Okay, we're gonna buy In-N-Out Burger, and drive-throughs are they're not great for the environment. You don't want a bunch of people sitting in their fossil fuel burning cars, ordering meat. Like you couldn't have a worse environmental message. So we're gonna buy In-N-Out Burger, and we're gonna not have a drive-through. We can't have people going in and out, and we're definitely not gonna serve burgers anymore. Okay, it's so that we can get all the granola cud chewing vegans to show up to In-N-Out Burger. It's gonna be great. This is a fantastic idea, guys. We have saved the franchise. Okay, Get woke, make money. That's how that saying goes. All right, that's exactly what happens. Get woke, make money. That's what I've heard. That's what my friends. That's what the blue check marks on Twitter keep telling me. Is that's a real. That's how that should go. You know. Anyways, all right. There. Um, let's see. Start. Excellent characters are okay. Okay. So a lot of different color people on Star Wars X. Am I allowed to say colored people or people of color? I don't know. I don't know which one is the appropriate one. You're gonna have to forgive my unevolved old man self. Uh, you in a perfect world, you only sleep with people you like. Yeah, that's funny because my wife pointed out that that's literally from Huxley. That's literally from Brave New World. Is this idea that you have to sleep with everybody? That's from that fantastic novel. So I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to use that ultra thin on the window to the frame, but on the actual shield, we're going to use the good stuff. Okay, we're going to use this stuff because this stuff works, and I only want to do this once. Okay, so go like this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. I'm seeing a flaw in my plan here. Oh no, it should be okay. Should be alright. Okay. He's like, no one attack me from this side. This robot. There. No one will get me. Marr. So he'll go like that. These are pretty cool. I will say that. This guy here, he's thinking about life. And this guy. No, I want that. The stupid hole in the window. Like, what were they thinking? Why do these shields have glory holes in them? There you go. You'll never get me, see? What is with the naked cobots? This is Star Wars Legion, dude. Where have you been? I, for one, think these are cool. Okay? Stop. Alright. That dude. We got this guy. This guy here, he doesn't want to hurt anybody. He's leading in with his shield. I do think these are super cool, by the way. I actually do. They're a pain in the ass to build, but with the little shield deals, they're kind of cool. It is a little annoying that you have to build the shield mid paint job, or maybe late paint job in this case, because we just really wanted the cool color shift. All right, so then there's that. And then this guy here is my favorite. He's got a set of binoculars. I'm going to see you with my binoculars. And he does not. He has no weapons. Okay, he's here as an observer. He's here to report the whole thing. on CNN. He's going to go mostly peaceful order 66 executed. Mostly peaceful. This area behind the shield. This area behind his shield, 93% peaceful. Okay? 93% peaceful here behind his shield. All right. We'll let these dry for a second. They're actually pretty. I do think they're pretty cool. Honestly, I do. All right. Let's work on these droid head guys here. I don't know what. They kind of have these like those little yellow welding head things, so we can build that in. But these guys are gonna need a dry brush as well. All right. They're pretty fun. You know, the painting part is the fun part on these. It's the building part sucks. So again, pearly gates. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Order 66 was mostly peaceful. Okay, can we move on? Can we move on? 90. You heard what I said. 93% peaceful behind that shield. Okay, 93%. Order 66 is just an idea. Okay, it's... All right, here we go. And it was repeated on multiple sites, so it has to be true, guys. Oh. All right, so... Oh man, see that wobble? That's the ultra thin. That is the ultra thin advantage there. Just gonna let pieces wobble. That is 6. So we're gonna reinforce it. Right, with a little boop. There we go. All right, you hang tight, little Robut man. Look at all this Robut stuff. All right, so here we go. Ooh, look at that. That wobble, man. I have to fix so many of these things with that extra thin, failing so hard. That Model Master has to fix. Okay. Right? Even just a tiny little bit of Model Master will fix that. Ah! Did I mention I hate building these things? Those little snoot things remind me of Spy vs. Spy. For those of you who used to read Mad Magazine when you were a kid, you guys remember? Who here is old enough? I know Newbie's old enough. Who else besides me and Newbie is old enough to remember Spy vs. Spy? Love Spy vs. Spy. Just bringing a little edge highlight to the life of this Robut. Oh, the wobble. Okay. All right, there we go. Don't these things, like the little snouts, they look like Spy versus Spy to me. Look at this guy. This is the squad leader in the full action pose. He's pretty sweet. He has the special welding mask. The spray paint phase is Spy versus Spy. I mean, that was Mad Magazine. That was like high entertainment in our days. If you were a fourth grader and you had a copy of Mad Magazine, that was the best. Do you remember the back cover of Mad Magazine? You take the picture and you fold it together, and you have like Alfred E. Newman's face on there. But but when you folded it together, it would like take this really nice scene and then make it all jacked up. These whippersnappers don't know Spy versus... Yeah, I guess. Isaac knows Spy versus Spy. I loved Spy versus Spy. They had a Nintendo an NES game, Spy versus Spy, which was super fun back in the day. We used to play that. All right. So those little windows and stuff, we could think of a good. See how that? Oh man, we can think of a good accent color to complement these Robuts. Right, we did red dots on the other guys. I'm kind of liking these, like the little yellow windows that they have. Over here in England, I mean American, we had 2000 AD and the Eagle for teenagers comics. Ooh, wobble wobble. Wobble wobble on his leg. We gotta fix that. All right. This is one thing I really like about plastic cement. Is you can add it. You can add more after the fact, and it's gonna dry pretty clear. Right. Just get a good seal down there. That should reinforce that. Cool. All right. Looks pretty good. Ooh, I want that foot to really firm up there. So we're gonna leave this guy alone for a minute. Okay, these are the ones I'm afraid to dry brush. Oh wait, looks like they firmed up. It looks like that finally firmed up. So let me be able to get a little bit of dry brushing done on these. Ooh, it's so bad though. They're just on this. There's only one little point of attachment to the flying stand. So I'm not going to be able to get too much work done on these. You looked over Warcaster. Looks simple to play and sci-fi. I started to watch Ash's video. The explanation part was was kind of losing it a little bit. I mean, it still seems like setting up in b-boy pose. Oh man, this dry brush may have had it. It may have too much dried paint in it. Let's switch out. Let's bring in a brand new dry brush. The cost of dry brushes at Big Lots, they went up. They went up to they're no longer 99 cents. They're now $2. So, but you know, it's okay. So we're gonna just use a brand new one. You know, they're good for about a month or so, and then they just eventually get too much dried paint in them. And this one looks pretty good, right? And I need something that I can be super gentle with, because this model is about as fiddly as you'll ever see. By the way, guys, my Extra Life campaign just went live today. It's going to be a smaller campaign. I am going to put up some things for auction on eBay, but we are not going to do the big old finale thing like we had last year, which is a bummer. But you know, we can't really do that in person this year. So it's just going to be a smaller campaign, and we're going to have an event on November 7th at Comic Quest. I think we're either going to do a Guild Ball tournament or an Aristea tournament. It depends on who's around and who's available. I would prefer to do Aristea personally, just because, you know, would like to see some people show up for that. That said, Guild Ball would be fun as well, and you know, that tournament can go on autopilot. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it a serious look, Sean. And if there are models, if there's like a faction I really like the look of, I'll build a Warcaster set, and we'll try it out. Right now, though, I'm all about that Aristea, dude. We played some Aristea yesterday with Jason and Nelson, so that was cool. Getting some more interest in the game here, because that's what we do, right? Right, just a little bit of a dry brush here to call out some of these edges. Yeah, dude. How have your days off been, Sean? When are we gonna see Sean back on the table, man? See that? Just real subtle highlight. Nothing too major. Just want to remind you that this is a robot. That's all I'm trying to do. Your days off suck ass. Oh, and I saw your wife's Halloween mask stuff. So the glow in the dark one, I think I'm gonna place an order for that. I might get a couple of those because I might want to use those when we go trick or treating. Be kind of cool to have a glow in the dark mask. I think it's a great idea. Monday and Wednesday, ooh. I mean, I could do like a 12 to I could do like a 12 to 2 game if you were around tomorrow. I could figure that out. I think I could work that out. So let me know. Right? We could do a lunch game. Ooh. Oh no. This is such a pain in the ass to get that to stay. It's like gluing twigs together, just loose sticks and twigs, and like, please don't move. All right. Good night, newbie. Or good morning. I know you're going to go to bed, so good night anyway. I know it's early morning for you. Oh, man. This guy may very well pop off when I'm pulling that tape off. That's actually the best. Ooh, man. It's actually the best time for him to pop off is when I'm pulling the tape off. Cool. Not bad. Rocking through these. Let's do let's get a since it's been about a year now and Night Model can't figure out how to release faction card packs. Cool, you just bought a bunch of stuff for our staff. Awesome, man. Yeah, well, I want to. I really think that this could be the kind of the common thread game. I think between the kind of the different smaller groups that we game with that want to. Hey, morning, Shadowcat. Yeah, I do think that it could be a good sort of common ground, right? Where the casual folks and the more avid miniature gamers get together. We sit down for an hour game or so, and we play through some Aristea. All right, Nelson, what color do you want these little visors on the Spy versus Spy robots? I'm going to ask you that. Right, because what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do is I'm going to paint them. I'm going to paint this part of the visor in white so that we can make this literally any color that you want. I'm going to probably use an ink or something nice and bright to stand out there. So give it some thought. I can do yellow so that they match the other squad, but we could do red, we could do blue. Oh, that guy doesn't have one. Let me know, because that's what we're going to go with. Do red, blue, orange, green. I think what would stand out the most would be red. I think blue would also be super cool if you wanted blue. I could also do purple, right? I could do a purple ink in there. and make them purple. Pink, I don't quite have a good pink to come and scream out here. So I wouldn't recommend pink. We could do pink. We could do like a almost more of a maroon color if you wanted that. But yeah, let me know. Because this is going to provide a nice kind of offsetting color. Oh, I have another option too. We could do that like Necron. We could do this this Tesseract glow. So you could have a bright yellow green like the Necrons have on their Gauss flares. Okay, so you're like in red. You love black and red. Okay, gotcha. Red it is, sir. In that case, I actually want to use a contrast paint. We're gonna let those dry for just a second, and then we'll use a contrast paint. In fact, what we can do while those are drying, I can do an overbrush on the bases, right? So we could do like an overbrush. Right, kind of call out this deserty base here a little bit more. Right, doesn't have to be. We don't have to go overboard with this kind of stuff. I'll need you to help me to paint Maul, but he will be the most difficult job for you with his tats. Okay, so yeah, lots of freehand there. Well, I mean, well, I'll just spend extra time trying to get it right. That is going to be super hard, but we'll you know, I'll do my best. I don't know if you know like anybody who's really good at freehand. You might want to consider sending it to somebody. I mean, that I'm happy to paint anything for you, but you know, if you really want to do a top-notch job on Maul's tattoos, then it would not hurt my feelings in the slightest if you wanted to, you know, send it to somebody who is much better at freehand. All right. You got your Darth Talon. We men don't sleep on Tesseract Glow. Alright. Sounds like I got a cranky 4-year-old upstairs. I'd be too if he actually was asleep earlier, so he must have woke up. He was asleep around 7:30. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's do the red. Actually, let me see, do I have a good, I thought I bought a good crystal like red color. I have not tried this yet. This Meng is what I call it. What up, Meng? This is like part of our vernacular here. All right. Ooh, this thing. This is supposed to be transparent red. That's a bright red, dude. Let's see how we do. that. Was not able to get a good tip out of that. So let's, to be safe, I'm gonna swap. Yeah, I have to go back and get myself some more workhorse brushes, because my standard workhorses are starting to wear down, which is okay, because certainly do abuse them quite a bit. All right, Ming, let's try this out. Well, it definitely stands out, that's for sure. I'm gonna want to stick one little dot. I'm gonna want to stick a white dot in the center of these, or like towards the top of them. Right, to just kind of signify the transparency of them. Wow, I'm really shocked at how bright that red is coming out. That's really screaming at you. It's good. I thought this would be a little more transparent, and frankly, I'm happy that it's not. How long do my brushes last? But usually for me, about 6 months to a year. I'm not the best at keeping them clean, so they last about that long. If I actually, used my brush soap and my conditioner more often, they probably last a lot longer. But that's what I get out. That's the kind of production I get out of them. Should be able to just clean that off. Take that off camera there. There we go. Cool. Let's see if I have any foliage I want to give to these guys. If I have any sort of desert foliage, I think I do actually. They're kind of like, I have some like yellowish flowers that I can use. I don't know. Maybe they don't want any. Maybe you don't want any though. They're pretty, right? 2 to 3 months. Ooh, yeah, those are getting wrecked, man. I mean, this Winsor Newton #1 I've had since Christmas of last year, so it's coming up on a year, and it's still holding up pretty well. Let's see. Yeah, I could do like some foliage on it, but does that even make sense? I mean, these are like desert bases. I could do this kind of foliage, which looks a little silly. I could do this, which gives it a little bit of color. I don't know, Nelson. What do you think, dude? Do you want just like barren desert like that, or do you want that yellow? The yellow is kind of nice. It just gives you a little bit of scenic element to it. But I'm I'm down with whatever you think is appropriate here. Hey, kiddo. Can't sleep? Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna hang on to that for now. You can tell me what you think. Let's do. Yeah, I don't have the desert tufts that I would have liked to put down. Let me show you. Like, there's like a dark. It's kind of a grayer, like this. See that tuft? That tuft would be perfect, but I don't have any of those on me. I can check, I guess. I'll have a look. I'll see. Maybe I can find some. You know, unless you want those the like yellow foliage. Let me know, dude.
Sorry, Dad.
For what?
For just having that toilet flushing in the middle of your thing.
It's okay. The toilet flushing on my show? Come on, worse things have been shared on this show for sure.
Yeah. You've lectured Disney.
I lectured Disney, that's right.
And Star Wars.
And Star Wars.
So there's your child. Which is me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little weird. But I'm okay with it.
And we gotta shade the bottom of these visors too. So I'll drop a darker shade in as well. I am liking this color scheme though. Up to me. I do think the bases, especially on the flying things, I do think they need something. You know, I've never worked with that autumn foliage, so let's have a look. Let's see what that actually looks like. Okay. There. So let that dry for a second, and let's do. Can you, Octavius? Can you shut that door?
Yeah.
I'm gonna apply a little bit of a shade coat to the bottom of the visor. Okay. All right. So this is like a kind of a deep sepia tone that I'm gonna apply towards the bottom of the visor. Right, just give you that. And you know, for the most part, most people aren't gonna notice that it's there. But that's the devil's in the details, right? All right, we'll look at the. Let's look at the autumn stuff. Let me ask you this, Nelson. As these are starting to wrap up, should we? Do you want me to start picking up the clones, start putting those together and painting them, or do you have something else you'd rather me pick up for you next?
Yes, because we have one.
Shh. Let me know.
So have an Obi-Wan?
Also, just so you know, for every commission and sale I make for the next 3 weeks leading up to Extra Life, I will be donating a portion of that, the proceeds to the Extra Life campaign. So the more work I get done, the better, right? So we're gonna ramp up our Extra Life campaign. I do have a much smaller goal this year as far as fundraising, but it's a very good cause, and you know, just encourage you guys to donate to my campaign, or you know, give me some business this month, and I'll make sure that part of your business goes to helping sick kids. All right, let's have a look. I have never dealt with these. The MIG stuff, the MIG grass, is, I can use that too. Actually, I should have shown you that as well. This isn't bad. This is actually like leaves and that kind of stuff. And that's not terrible. I also have, let's see. This actually, well, this right here might actually, this kind of stuff might work. Let's just pull one off. They're kind of big, but, right? That's kind of big. I mean, I can cut them in half and that kind of thing. Let's see. I think that would probably be okay on that. That's too big. Even that's too big on that. Clones would be great since our stay won't arrive until next weekend. Okay, well, I mean, well, plus, not only that, dude, you still want to buy my metal Aristea, I will sell you that and donate part of the proceeds to the Extra Life campaign. Does that look okay? What do you think? I mean, it looks deserty. Definitely looks deserty. I know you can't see it much here, but here. I think that looks okay. They're just so big. I'm sure there's a "that's what she said" joke in there somewhere. Let's see, 3, 4. All right. Yeah, cool. I'll start working on clones then. Ugh. Oh. Yeah, these are big. It's the only issue with these. I think these are too big. I'll chop them. I'm actually gonna chop them into like 4 pieces. Oh, and they're getting like crust everywhere. Crazy Spanish things. Yeah, let's just chop them up. Let's chop them into smaller bits. All right, so it's definitely going to take me the better part of the week here to work on the clone stuff. And when we say clones, we are talking characters too. So so that is gonna include Obi-Wan, and I don't know if there's any other. I think there's like a speeder or something involved in that too. So that is kind of be a bigger order.
What's the speeder?
The clones have I believe they have like a 2-person speeder or something like that.
Is it like a vehicle? Because we do have that.
What?
Is that like a vehicle? You can see it?
Yeah, we have a vehicle in there.
Yeah, we do.
Mhm.
Let me show you.
Oh, jeez.
So this is
All right.
heavy. But see that right there? That's the vehicle.
Yeah.
Is
Right?
that the speeder?
Yeah, that's a speeder.
Okay, Nelson, we do have a speeder for you.
Okay, so you want to thank Nelson for helping you get your General Grievous Octavius?
You're not playing on.
All right.
This is so weird.
So let's go and do that. Whoop. All right. And then I'm just gonna. Whoop. That is very strange looking. Should actually go like that. All right. So I'll put that away for a second. Just working on so many things at the same time on the desk here. And let's get the big dogs in first.
What big dogs?
Hmm?
What big dogs?
These, oh, that's too much glue.
Oh, those little robot things?
Yeah. That's too much glue.
That the droids are riding?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. So, do you like what I picked out?
I do.
It's really big. Also very heavy. Remember when I entered the car and it buried?
Yeah. My kid had a hard time. Octavius had a hard time getting out of the car because he had all that Star Wars stuff on him. It's pretty funny.
This is super cool.
All right. But yeah, he's super happy about getting General Grievous.
And I also got these droids.
And you also have the droids, which are gonna be, they're gonna make me cry a little as I'm building all of those, but that's okay.
What?
I said it's gonna make me cry a little as I'm building all of those, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, dude.
No, you won't. You don't have to build.
No, I'm gonna. You want it, and we're gonna. Can we paint them kind of like a color shift color, like these, Octavius? See how these are like this metallic color shift?
Paint them whatever color you want. I don't care if they look stupid.
I want to do. Actually, I do want. There is a color shift color I want to use. It's like a green that goes from like a green to a gold. I think you'll really like it.
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. As long as you paint General Grievous good, then I'm happy.
I can, yeah, of course we'll do a good job on General Grievous. We're just gonna make him a little bit brighter than he is in the
Brighter, I don't care.
in the movies, right? He's just gonna have a little more flair to him.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter? Okay. Thank you, son.
Yeah, as long as these don't look terrible, in the end I'm happy.
Nelson, I hope you're happy with these. To me, these are looking really cool.
What, the droids?
Yeah.
Can I sit there and look at these?
Yeah, you can come watch.
Holy cow.
Oh, Nelson says he hopes you had a great birthday.
Oh, thank you, Nelson.
Thank you, Nelson. All right.
Still technically going.
Well, it was a lot better.
Middle.
You didn't think we were gonna buy this set, huh?
Yeah, I didn't think we should at first because it costs like a lot of money, and I mean like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Cost $100, but luckily Nelson.
But luckily, we were able to work out that deal, huh?
We're gonna give you all the props, Obi-Wan, and the clones. And we're gonna charge you some money for it. See you then. Yeah. That's all it.
All right.
I am so itchy.
You're itchy?
Yeah.
Did you get into the grass or something?
I did today, but I'm just itchy.
Oh yeah, you did actually spend a lot of time outdoors today. Yeah, I think these little like deserty tufts were good. Uh-oh, somebody's in the chat.
Is it okay to drop in?
Yeah. Sure, what's up, man?
Okay. Just finished a Vassal game, and enjoying the rest of my special day.
Cool. Yeah, happy birthday. It's Michael's birthday as well, Octavius. Michael, he comes down. He lives up north. He comes down, and plays Go Ball with us.
Wait, what day is it again? October 11th?
It's October 11th. It's your birthday. Yeah. Cool. So,
Happy birthday, Michael.
yeah, happy birthday, Michael.
There's 3 birthdays going on.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah.
And Michael's birthday.
Unfortunately, I didn't manage to send it in the mail on time, but you're gonna get something, and your boy's also gonna get something.
Oh, awesome. Octavius, Michael's sending you a gift over the mail.
Awesome.
So it'll be here probably in the next few days.
Thank you, Michael.
It should arrive Monday.
Oh, you think it might arrive tomorrow. Looks like Nelson is. Oh, green the gold was my second choice. Oh yeah. So that's the plan for the stuff we have that we're gonna do for Octavius is we're gonna do that green to gold transition.
Giant Star Wars box.
Yeah.
Half the sizes of the Gartier boxes.
I'm wondering. I mean, you are a whole 7 years old, so I'm wondering, with a little bit of reading, maybe you can learn how to play the game. What do you think, dude?
No.
What do you think, Nelson? Do you think my son, I mean, he's pretty sharp. Do you think he could pick up Star Wars Legion? Because that would be kind of cool. I mean, if you're going to play droids, I've got to figure out what, I might play Classic Rebels or...
I just want to play this game. I just like how they...
Or like just like straight up Empire. I don't know.
I just like how they...
Classic Rebels sound kind of hilarious to me. Even though it's going to take a lot longer to paint them.
We all got you. I don't know what we're trying to get. I don't really know what we're trying to get either.
I guess as long as... You could probably follow along and play if I just like told you when to roll dice and how many. And then we count through it. We probably could play.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, that makes no sense.
So, cool. All right. Well, we're actually we're gonna paint through these. So we had a really eventful day for Octavius's birthday. We started this morning at another kid's birthday party. What happened at Riley's birthday party? What happened at Riley's birthday party?
So, I got a scrape on my knee by scootering. I just basically failed, but I caught a baby lizard.
But you caught a baby lizard.
Yes.
That was a cool start to the day, right? And then we went to the farmer's market. That was cool.
And I got shaved ice.
You got shaved ice, yeah.
It was lime flavored. Also, Jerry's got a strawberry flavor.
I could play Hip Hop Stormtroopers. That's true. I could play just the red color scheme Stormtroopers.
Oh, yeah.
If I did that color scheme, I would send it to him and just show him. He would probably go nuts over that. The Hip Hop Stormtrooper Legion army. It wouldn't be too bad to paint either. If you got like that Meng red that I showed, is actually pretty damn good technical red. That's all you really need. It's a good technical red and a decent liner. But yeah, we had a checklist of stuff for Octavius, what he wanted today, what he wanted to get and to achieve, and we got almost all of it. There was one thing we did not get, and it was not our fault. We were going to play Feed and Grow Fish together on online multiplayer, but after I bought the game on Steam, turns out the multiplayer function is not working correctly yet, so we're not able to do that. But we got basically everything else that we wanted to accomplish today, including General Grievous.
What kind of game is that?
Feed and grow fish. It's you basically you pick a species of fish, and you start off as a little
Uh-huh.
a little baby fish or a larva or whatever, and you start eating stuff, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Until you have these little coins.
Okay.
And
That sounds kind of cool.
yeah, and then in multiplayer we try to eat each other, right? We try to like get big enough to eat the other player. Is that right, Octavius?
Well, you can compete or you can be friends.
Oh, you can be friends. I didn't know that.
You either be friends or you compete.
What would you want to do with me? Would you want to be friends or you want to try to eat each other?
I don't kill you in Minecraft, so I think we should.
Okay, so we would play co-op. Okay, that's cool.
You know, and you know something sad? You're not able to eat your own species.
So Michael, how did you spend today? Other than it sounds like you played a game on Vassal.
It was super cool. I was able to meet up with two folks, and we shared a cake in the park.
Cool.
Oh no, Dad! I want to.
And then me and Katie, we cooked the meatloaf together.
Oh, nice. That sounds delicious, actually. Meatloaf. Nice. Let's see. I've got a question. Do you have the Reckless Heart expansion? I think I do. Let me look, Nelson. I think I do have the Reckless Heart expansion. I'll let you know. I may have it. That's a cool expansion. But as I am a metal snob in Aristea, I probably am not playing it because it's not, they don't have, well, they do have one of the models in metal, but it's super hard to find. And I don't think she's great. She doesn't fit my playstyle, so. Anyway. Yeah, pretty good day all around, good weekend. And now we're just painting up some droids. Extra Life campaign has gone live today. I haven't shared the.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, I haven't shared the link or anything yet. I'm lazy. I will share it soon, but it's up. And I think we should just throw a Guild Ball tournament. We're not going to do very many raffles or that kind of thing. It's just I talked about it with CQ, and if we did raffles, unfortunately, we can't have enough people there or adequate people to do the raffles. So we're just gonna keep it to a campaign and a tournament, and the entry fee will be donating to the campaign and maybe able to let people buy rerolls or something. And I'm also going to be doing some eBay sales. So I know you already own a minors team, but hey, if you guys are looking for a minors team for Guild Ball, I may be selling metal NGs. I may be selling some other things. And again, proceeds for everything I sell or paint this month will go towards Extra Life. So excited for that. All right. So do that. We are rocking. Yep. Yeah, I'm starting to like, these droids are starting to grow on me a little bit more. Oh, he needs, hold on. Looks like I did miss this guy though. When it came to the red dots. So let me push him off to the side so I don't forget. Oh, I didn't do any of these red dots yet. I didn't do the red dots on these guys. So yeah, that's what's going on with us. That's we may push the Aristea event either towards the end of November or early December, because when multiplayer 2v2 arrives, that's the event we actually want to run. 2-player teams.
So Arcea, like they're like releasing a module in order to be like, you know, two captains per player.
Basically, each side you could play 2 players versus 2 players.
Okay.
So that we want to do a a multiplayer event for that, and and with Aristea being a more casual game, hopefully we get maybe we can set it up to where we encourage people to bring new people, so that there's like kind of an experienced player and a newer player on each team. I think that would be fun. And you literally control one model. That's it.
Okay.
Your job is to control one model, and the games go very fast. And it plays like a MOBA, so if you're used to sort of video game mechanics with buffs and debuffs and all that, I mean, if you're a Guild Ball player, it's very easy. It's a much easier game to follow. But it's got fun tactics and that kind of stuff to it. It's one of the reasons why I like it a lot. And it's also super convenient too, which is one of the things I really liked about Guild Ball. Is like you could set up and play a 90-minute game of Guild Ball pretty much anywhere. Aristea, you can set up and play a 1-hour game of Aristea, or sometimes less than an hour, pretty much anywhere. All right.
Is Aristea the one where like there's the models, but like you can get like I guess the term would be like alternate skins for them or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan of that. I pretty much all the pieces I regularly run are all alternate skins. I just like those sculpts better. And they're fun. And the rule of cool really applies, so you don't, yes, there are models that are very good for specific scenarios, but for the most part, you can play whatever you think looks cool and be fine. That's generally how I base my picks in that game anyways, is I pick whatever I think looks fun. Okay. Yeah, these are looking pretty good. So I'm gonna crack open that Octavius. I'm gonna crack open that that Star Wars box. Oh shoot! I just screwed something up. Oops. I really shouldn't have applied the clear plastic shields until after I sealed the rest of the model, but it should be okay. The varnish I'm using dries pretty clear. So it should be all right. But I'm not gonna seal these tonight anyway. We're just gonna fill my whole desk full of robots. Cool. But yeah, November 7th is the Extra Life event. I'll post the tournament info on it. Oh, it's a Saturday. Well, we won't be able to get Aaron, but I'm sure we could get some. We can get some of our regulars to show up, and that'll be a good thing. Oh, I think my kid just went down. Good for him. Yeah, it's getting late. What time? Yeah, it's late. Poor kid. Yeah, he's got to go to school tomorrow. But he had a good birthday. All right. Cool.
Yeah, no, things are gonna be like like I'm literally taking a vacation for like a week, and then I'm gonna be trying to look for a job. So I have no
Nice.
idea what's my situation gonna be in November, but I can definitely come into like your live stream or something.
Yeah, and uh, we're gonna see if Andrew can do the same thing that we did last time, where he's calling games. Um,
Okay.
he really enjoyed that, so he may do that, and who knows? Maybe I'll get to play. That would be fun. Um, I'd like
Oh
to
man,
I'd like to be able
I'm
to get
trying
in
so hard.
on one of these televised games. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
Cool.
actually, I have a question for you because it's like
Yep.
you've been playing miniature games for like like maybe
Decades.
nearly 20 years or so.
Yeah.
Like in your experience, like what makes a good two-player starter set?
Oh, okay. That's a great question. What makes a good two-player starter set? I don't know if my answer would be any different than I think what most people are going to say is, you want a two-player starter set to be as inclusive as possible, right? So you want to have
Uh huh.
absolutely everything you need to play a game. Um, do I think that a two-player starter set needs to allow you to play a full-scale version of the game? Not necessarily. I mean, it depends on the overall scale of your game. If you're playing, and now for me, like I have a bias towards smaller miniature counts. So I
Yeah.
like games that run. If you run 10 models or less per side, then in my opinion, that's a game I want to play. If you run less than 8 models or less, 6 or fewer models per side, then I'm in, pretty much guaranteed. Right? Okay, yes, I like that. You only play 4, perfect. That's what I want to play. Um,
Okay.
but if you're making a two-player starter for a game of that size, yes, then the expectation should be that you get to play um, a full version of the game. If you're talking, playing a skirmish game where you're expected to field anywhere from 15 to 40 models, because skirmish games, I think the outer limit of models count for skirmish games is somewhere in the 25 to 40 range. I think at that point you're pushing towards full scale war game. Um, but
Okay.
if you're in that range, then the expectation should be that you should be able to play about half of a full game. Right. So
Hmm.
like Star Wars, like this game, Star Wars Legion, in a $100 two-player starter set, you get enough to play uh, maybe 50% of a full sized game. And then one of the things that I think Legion did well is they now, they have a skirmish version of the game so that you could just play that as a skirmish version of the game. So I
Okay.
like that a lot.
Because
Yeah.
it's like I'm like I'm thinking back at Guild Ball, like
Hmm.
as the old player I am, quote unquote, and also as someone who recently bought the Bushido two-player starter. Like I started Guild Ball with Kickoff, and that was okay. I got the box on sale, like
Hmm.
20% off, but like that Kickoff box was like what 75 $65,
Yeah, it was like
and
75 full retail.
two full teams.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you got two full teams, dice, cardboard tokens, a mat, and rulers
Yep.
in that game versus in the Bushido two-player starter, you get you know two two teams that total about teams and cards to go with them that make it so that you're playing about 70 rice, while a full tournament full tournament team is about 100 rice. So you're missing like one model and a few extra cards.
Okay.
But like you only get like status tokens and like condition tokens and nothing and nothing else.
Yeah.
But that box is also $50. So like which one is kind of sort of like a better
deal?
starter box?
In my opinion, the Kickoff is. And the main reason there is because you get the mat. Like you get the player board. That's
okay.
And the terrain. So you don't even like that's maybe I don't know that that's a big deal for too many players, but for me that's a big deal for playing Guild Ball, because you're like, oh, I get the terrain I need to play and the board and widgets, and yeah, it's $75, but $75 even during season 3 was barely enough to buy yourself one metal, 6-player kit. So
team.
For the same, for the same price of one metal team, you buy Kickoff, and that's 2 full teams and everything. Yeah, that was just.
Okay.
I think Kickoff was one of the best 2-player starters ever made for miniature games,
mm-hmm.
and it like I was going around bragging to people about that, like Guild Ball, because Guild Ball popularity was surging at that time, and I said, well, Guild Ball is the only miniature game I can think of that actually got cheaper as it got more popular. And that statement was true. That was true of that time. Now we know they went resin and other things happened.
And then all the other things.
Yeah. But had they, I firmly believe that had Steamforge had the plastic production to where it is now with God Tier, had they had that at the time that Kickoff came out and after, we would not be talking about a dead game. We would be talking about a very thriving, very popular game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at my LGS, and I'm looking at the plastic boxes of God Tier that are on the shelf. Going.
And they're not moving.
Then they're not really moving. Like, I buy some to paint and they're fun, whatever. But I'm looking at that shelf space and going, imagine if all of those boxes were plastic Guild Ball teams. Like, we would have I'm confident that we would have a fairly strong active meta, more than what we had, actually around that time, Michael, we had a crazy meta at that time. It was very common to have, on just a regular weeknight, it was very common to have 3, 4, 5 games going. And we had, in our heyday, there was like a regular Thursday. It was just a regular Thursday night, and we had like 16 people playing Guild Ball. And it wasn't even like the night for miniature games. It was a board game night. We were all outside. And the board game people were looking outside like, what the hell is going on here? We were all playing Guild Ball. And it was because this was at the time that, the farmers were out in plastic, the blacksmiths were out in plastic, and it was very easy to find your metal teams that you wanted, and the game was thriving, and it was that made such a big deal at the time. At the time Kickoff came out, I was like, this company is not gonna die. They're making great decisions. This is gonna be awesome. Oh well. Let's see. I think Aristea would have been perfect 1v1 or 2v2 starter box if they came with 10 characters and both sides can pick 4 each. I think Aristea as a starter box is pretty amazingly solid. I can't even put it. I can't even. You can't even call that a starter box though, because Aristea is a board game, right? What we're buying, the other characters that we're buying in the alt skins and all that, those are all expansions, right? If you looked at Aristea, which it really should just be considered, that's the board game, the $50 8-player set with the reversible board and everything that you need. That's actually the board game. And I know people that just carry it around as another one of their board games that they would lug around with them. Like, hey, do you want to play Scythe? Do you want to play Catan? Do you want to play? Oh, well, we have RSA in there as well. There's some board game players that just do it, that look at it that way. But most people look at RSA as like, oh, it's a miniatures game. We're going to expand it out. So it's in a slightly different place than where Guild Ball is, in that it is fully vetted as a board game, and it even carries some board game props. Like some of the board game community give it props as like a proper board game.
Okay.
But it is really, I think it's like the perfect crossover hybrid. And other board gamers have agreed with that like, oh, if you're a board game player and you want to make the transition over to miniature games, that's where you should start. I think that Aristea is one of the best gateway games for non-miniature gamers that I can think of, because as a holistic experience, it's better than anything out there. And what I mean by that is, like, miniature games are very, from the outside, we often take this for granted, how hard it is on the outside looking in. Because you see two guys playing a miniatures game, they're throwing stats at each other, they've got tape measures out, they're putting things down, they're moving things across the board, and you're like, wait, how did that guy go there? Whoa, they're rolling dice now, what does that mean? Whereas a board game, a lot of times the components kind of drive the action, so you can find out what's going on with a board game based on that. And you're watching them. Board games, you just watch people count spaces, they're flipping, they're moving cards around. For whatever reason, that's way less intimidating to people, because there's a board down, they understand that. And especially with RSA, there's 8 pieces on the board total, and they can kind of follow that. So I consider it the best gateway, and like, I'm trying to experiment with people. Like, I'm trying to find that non-miniature game guinea pig person that I can say, and I should, in hindsight, I should have done that with Yvonne when she was the one that came to me and said, hey, I really want to learn miniature games. I should have started there instead of, but she wanted to just jump both feet into Malifaux. She's like, I love the way this looks, so let's play that. But with a little bit of hindsight, I would have started her with Aristea instead, and just built on those concepts. The other good thing about that is, if you jump into Aristea and you've never been in the hobby, then you have 4 miniatures to paint. You don't have to build anything. You don't have to paint your miniatures either. I can't believe I said that on my own show. But you could start playing right away, and you don't have to worry about putting, like, oh, how do I pin metal? How do I deal with these fiddly resin bits? You don't have to worry about any of that. It's all single piece stuff. It's actually extremely well sculpted for plastic, and you can start painting that stuff right away. And it's only 4 pieces. You're not like, people aren't dropping boxes and boxes on you of sprues going, oh, okay, well, see you in 4 months when you're done building all this stuff, and we'll play this game, and you have to buy a $80 codex, and then I'm gonna shit on your face for 3 hours and teach you how to play. Like, that's not your experience. So I do think that Aristea is pound for pound the best gateway experience into a miniature game. And I'm trying to
Okay.
find the I really think that well enough promoted, you could get more people that aren't playing miniature games today into that game. That is my theory, or I'll call it my working hypothesis is I do think that we can do that. Um, we get plenty, whenever we play at GameCraft, no matter what we're playing, if we're playing Guild Ball or Malifaux or or Aristea or anything else, we always get lots of attention. People coming up and they ask us about what we're playing or whatever. But I've noticed that with Aristea, it's actually easier for them to kind of follow when they're like, oh, okay, that's what they're doing. Okay, all right, then this guy, it's his turn to go. Guild Ball it's also you can kind of figure it out, but with the playbook buried and all that kind of stuff and rolling dice and subtracting for armor um, and
Yeah,
knowing
yeah, yeah.
what target to roll, that's a lot harder to see from the outside. Aristea is like, I'm going to roll these colored dice and we're going to count stars versus shields, right? Now there's a trigger mechanic buried in there that does make it more complicated, but at least, like I said, at first glance, at least it looks like, oh, okay, I can kind of follow along here. I'm not, I guess what I'm trying to say is it just doesn't look as intimidating um, as those. So um, I don't know if I answered your question about what
No,
makes a
no, no.
good
You
two-player
you answered
starter.
it pretty. You answered it like really well. Like
Well, that's good. Let's see. Anybody else have? I I do think with Aristea, their multiplayer is a little confusing because I think you should have been just allowed to use two heroes each. That probably would have been better. But I don't know. We'll see how it plays.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I really like this idea of I'm almost thinking like there's this idea where you find somebody new to miniature gaming period, and you what I imagine doing is like handing them a stack of cards, or actually just putting my models out in front of them and saying, pick your character, right? Because it's almost like D&D. You're only playing one character. Oh, well, what is this character? It's like, or even think like League of Legends or Overwatch, right? Pick your character. Who you want to
Yeah.
play? Oh, I want to play a tank, right? Well, Aristea has certain characters that play like tanks. I want to play, I want to play a healer. Well, same thing. Aristea has characters that are kind of healer types, and you show them, and they pick their character, and you go, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to play this character. Now this character has its regular abilities or whatever, and it's got its triggers. You teach the players how to use its trigger, how to use their triggers. Then you have a tactics deck, and you have 4 tactics per character, and you get them used to figuring out what tactics they want to use depending on what scenario they use. And they really learn that one character. That sounds awesome, because then you're like, okay, I really get like, the example we used was uh, what's it called? Prism, right? And Nelson was watching before. When we first got Prism, she didn't make sense to any of us. And we're like, this character sucks. Like, how is this character a tank? She doesn't have her armor roll is not as good as other people's armor, and the other people aren't tanks, and her health pool isn't very high. Her attack isn't fantastic. She does throw out taunts, but I don't even understand, right? So she sucked for a while, and no one was picking Prism, and they didn't change the rules for her. All they did was they put out an alt sculpt. They put out an alt sculpt, and I painted it, and I'm like, man, I love this model, and I'm gonna just teach myself. This is how I play all miniature games, by the way. I love this model. I
Yeah.
must learn how to play it no matter what. Even if it's terrible, I'm still gonna figure something out with this model. or I like this character from the lore. Like Midas is such a jackass. I'm like, I love this guy. I'm gonna play this guy. Anyway, um, it so so I started putting Prism on the board more and more because I love the sculpt. And after a while, we found out that she is she's stupidly strong. Once you understand how to set her up and how to get the most out of the taunts, how to force, and she can control huge areas of the board by herself. Like I had the worst team that I was playing the other day, but she was on it, and she other than the fact that I was getting wrecked super hard, she was actually able to control. On an average turn, she was controlling 3 or 4 of the other guy's activations, meaning almost his entire team for the rest of the game. And that was crazy. But we wouldn't know that had we not invested the time, and we wouldn't have invested the time had we not had a cool miniature in front of us. But I love that idea of like bringing someone into RSD and going, okay, pick something that you really like the look of, or tell me about a character archetype that you would want to run. Because people go, oh, when I play WoW, I like to be the healer. Okay, well, here's Parvati. Here's a healer, for example. And you teach them how to play that one character. And then you play multiplayer with them. Like, okay, you're going to play Parvati. I'm going to complement your healer with a tank or with a melee, DPS or something like that. And you get good at like a tandem. I run a tandem, and Nelson pointed this out the last time I was playing the other day, that I like to run the tandem of Prism and Dart, and they do the opposite things. Prism wants to keep all of your attention, and Dart wants none of your attention, and they work really good together. I've got an invisible sniper and a stupidly visible tank. Like that's exactly how that should work. And it's just like those are just some of the things I really like about RSD and the prospect of teaching, bringing people that have never played miniature games before but understand concepts like that from other games. Sounds really exciting, right? So, let's see. You bought the last RSD a Wild Bill event kit. Oh man, I needed that kit. I wanted that Wild Bill. Damn you, Nelson. Oh well. At least I'll get to paint it. Well, that's cool. But yeah, that's so. I don't know. We'll see who's around for Extra Life. We probably will throw a Guild Ball event just because I want to play Guild Ball again. I would love to play RSD, but I'll push that one back because multiplayer is coming out, and we'll play that too. So, oh man, I need to go to bed though. What else do we got going on? I think we're done painting. I'll wait till tomorrow and seal these guys up though. Get them ready for you. But other than that, I think we're gonna call the stream to a close. You have anything else, Michael? Any other last second topics or anything?
No. Like the talk about like the what makes a good 2-player starter set. That was something I really wanted like your input on, because again like I kind of look up to you for like advice on miniatures.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I hope I was able to help answer your question. But yeah, I need to find somebody who does not play miniature games that I can experiment with, and see if we can turn them into like a full-fledged, miniatures player. Now, like I was saying, like Yvonne was she was one of those people that wanted to learn, and she actually knows. Now she knows a lot about miniature games. She doesn't get to play as often as she likes, but now she actually does have a good grasp of different types of miniature games, and that helps a lot. So, anyways, I am gonna call it a night. Thanks for hopping on, Michael. We'll jump on a little bit more. We'll talk a little more Extra Life and all that good stuff.
All right.
In the days to come.
All right, cool, boss.
All right, have a good one. Good night, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.